we dissect a zodiac sign, we see that it is comprised of three fundamental qualities, or what I like to think of as its architecture. So we see that each sign has one of the three modes associated with it, right? In astrology, we refer to that as cardinal, mutable, and fixed. It has one of four elements associated with it: earth, water, air, and fire. And it has one of the planets associated with it, and whether we're talking 7 inner planets, Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, as well as the 3 outer planets of Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus. So what we see is that each sign is associated with a particular element, a particular mode, and a particular planet. And we would say some signs have 2 planets associated with it, kind of its traditional rulership based on when we just knew about 7 planets, as well as its modern rulership with including the 3 outer planets. Now, what's really cool about this is that these 3 layers of energetics, okay, planets, elements, and modes, what they're called modes in astrology. In my approach, I refer to them on a grander scale as principles, 3 philosophical principles, which is something that a term that we would derive from the Western alchemical tradition. Their 3 principles are sulfur, mercury, and salt, which essentially are the same things as the 3 modes. But what we see is these 3 layers of energetics, that the architecture of a sign is really at the basis of how cultures, traditions of herbal medicine have built their fundamental approach to understanding herbs, whether we're talking Ayurvedic medicine, Chinese medicine, Galenic medicine, Unani Tib, even some of the North American traditions of physiomedicalism, I would argue, have this architecture built into their system, even though they didn't, use esoteric terminology like 3 principles or talk about the elements. But when you look at it, it's like, oh, that's what they're talking about. So I want to talk about briefly these correspondences in traditions, because when we study herbal medicine cross-culturally, we see that there are a lot of similarities in the underlying structure of their system, and that is in fact very similar to the underlying structure of astrology. So for example, as I mentioned, Galenic medicine and Unani Tib, which is the Arabic system of herbal medicine, very much so derived from the Greek system. These are ultimately based upon the fundamental 4 elements. So they're based on the 4, this is the classic 4 humor system, where people are classified accordingly to their temperaments: phlegmatic, melancholic, sanguine, choleric, etc. You have your 4 humors of black bile and yellow bile and red bile, etc. 4 degrees. So herbs are classified as either being warming, cooling, moistening, drying, qualities based off of the 4 elements. Depending on whether you follow the Plato's philosophy or Aristotle's philosophy, according to Plato, the elements were first and the qualities emerged from that. Aristotle kind of reversed that. That tends to be the approach that the Galenic model is, but that's just philosophical differences. But those herbs also operate in 4 degrees of, first degree is very mild, 4th degree is very harsh. So we see really the basic framework for these systems of medicine are based off of the elements. Another great example of this would be Ayurveda. Well, many folks these days are pretty familiar with one of the fundamental frameworks for understanding Ayurveda, which is based on their triune pattern, or the 3 principles of Ayurveda, which are the 3 doshas of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These qualities bear very great resemblance to the 3 modes of astrology of cardinal, mutable, and fixed, whereas the Pitta dosha, with its very kind of active, dynamic nature, is cardinal. Vata, with its changeability and its coercibility, its airiness, its ethereal nature, is mutable in nature. In fact, mutable is a term we might use to define the Vata characteristic. And Kapha, being very solid and stable and grounded and earthy in nature, is fixed. So these three doshas very closely correlate to the three modes. Ayurveda also has the 7 datava, or the tissues, which have close connections to the 7 planets. Indeed, the three doshas also blend together in patterns that lead to 7 primary patterns. So you have your pure pitta, pure vata, pure kapha. Let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. Then you have a kapha pitta and a kapha vata, and then a vata pitta, and then the tridosha, vata pitta kapha. So 7 primary constitutional patterns, which very much relate to our 7 planets. Chinese medicine, they've got their 12 meridians, are likened to the 12 signs of the zodiac. The 3 treasures, the triple burner, have connections to the 3 modes. Now, Chinese medicine also, of course, has its 5-element system, which is a little different, right? Anytime we're cross-comparing traditions, there will be variances and subtle distinctions. So the 5 elements of Chinese medicine are a bit different, I would say, than the 4 elements. And in esoteric traditions in the West, they have 5 elements, but a little bit different in that 4 elements are really seen as states of being or states of matter, in a sense, whereas the 5 elements in Chinese medicine is more representing processes of transformation. So it's they look at it through a slightly different lens. There are certainly connections to them, but they're not always direct one-to-one correlations. There's lots more correspondences and relationships that one could make between our models of herbal medicine and these fundamental patterns in astrology. There's many, many more, but these are just some examples to show how there are relationships. And it's very interesting when you're studying astrological medicine that you study, say, the pattern of Mars, and you see, oh, that's very much so the choleric humor. That's very much seen as a pitta excess. That's very much a liver fire rising pattern in Chinese medicine. There's a lot of similarities and crossovers that you can make. And especially if you're coming from one system, if you already have a good grasp of Ayurveda or good grasp of Western herbalism or good grasp of TCM, you can enter into a study of astrological medicine and it already makes sense, right? Because again, all of these systems are based off of a direct observation of the fundamental patterns of nature. And whether you're in the far east or the far west or the far north or the far south, those patterns are the same because we're all on one earth. There's one earth, there's one water, there's one fire, there's one air, and we all share that in similarity. But we're going to look up at the stars, and the stars are going to look a little different in India than the way they look in North America. So their perspective is slightly different and nuanced, but they are looking ultimately at the same thing. So let's look at we're looking at the correspondences in tradition. Now let's take a look at the correspondences in people and plants, because this fundamental pattern of the zodiac, the modes, the elements, and the planets govern correlations within people as well as within plants.